zone.
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Tuesday, y'all. Welcome to the 28th day of October 2025. It's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Tuesday, man.
Hey, my name is Nick. There's Big J right over there. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We certainly appreciate you doing that. We also appreciate you hanging out with me last night at McCleary's Pub down there in Caldwell for Monday Night Football. I'll tell you what, Big J, it was not a very good game. Like, it was close for a while, and then it got ugly and quick, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. And, listen, man, there were tequila shots going all over the place last night, Big J.
No.
There was some great food out there. I will say that the influence of those McCleary ladies, Ashley and Simone, are palpable. Lots of peer pressure last night.
Yeah, hard to say. Hard to say no. I broke down and had a shot last.
That's what they told
time.
me. And
yeah,
then,
I'm like, all right, fine.
And
Let's do this tequila shot.
They were like, we got to get Big J out here. And I was like, yeah, he said that he was coming. And then I guess they texted you. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Ashley texted me, and the wife picked up some hours. But I also trying to lay low a little bit right now.
Is it fear?
Well, not fear, just, I've been exposed to a disease, and I don't want to hopefully get that and then give it to other people.
Another topic of conversation yesterday was that that you had to, like, decode. So do you feel okay?
I feel 100% fine.
Okay.
But,
right.
I mean, at the same time, it's like, listen, COVID's still a thing. It's still real. And it can do damage to people who have autoimmune diseases, and I have those in my family. So I just don't believe in trying to spread that around, just kind of waiting things out. And I'm supposed to take a trip on Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, I'm trying to put my positive foot forward, but I felt weird even being in our meeting yesterday.
Like, what happens if that goes down? Like, do you mask up and go?
If I'm sick?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I do not get on a plane.
All right.
If I test positive, I'm not going to get on a plane.
All right. Good for you.
It's the what happens if I'm there and I test positive kind of thing. That's a whole nother animal.
Then you are a super spreader. And
Then I wear 4 masks on the way home.
That's so many masks, you guys. Today on the show, we need your help picking out a movie for Big J. The final edition of Screaming Dumbass for the month of October will take place on this very show. We'll need your assistance coming up in just a little bit. We also have an opportunity for you to go check out some Avatar action, man. That show's happening November 12th at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. Johannes himself from Avatar coming in, performing an X session, Big J. That's going to be awesome. We are very excited about that because, listen, we love Avatar. Avatar is lucky enough to reciprocate our love and give it right back. And so we are excited to have them back here in town, headlining at the Rev Center. That's going to happen. Fit for a King tickets will also be up for grabs today, so that's on the agenda.
Hell yeah, man.
Another clue in the X-Rock murder mystery, Big J.
What a great day.
It feels like a pretty good Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Plus, we play Stone Temple Pilots. Big J, could it get any better?
Yeah.
How?
More Metallica.
Well, that's coming up, too. That's almost a guarantee. It's Plush right now on the X-Rocks. Important Stuff is brought to you by the Ski Swap. Join Jason Drew and the X this Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon, for a live broadcast from Expo, Idaho for the 74th annual Ski Swap, the event Idaho skiers, snowboarders look forward to every single year. Great ice gear will be found at the Ski Swap at Expo, Idaho. Go to bbsef.org for additional details. And check out the X and Jason Drew broadcasting live this Saturday, 10 to noon at Expo, Idaho at the Ski Swap. Big J, can't be good, dude.
Oh, no.
Amazon had to go into serious spin control yesterday after the reports leaked that they could be cutting a serious amount of jobs. And the answer is they are. They announced a new major round of job layoffs, cutting as many as 14,000 corporate jobs, 16,000 other jobs. That's a grand total of 30,000 jobs, Big J.
Damn.
Across the country. The retailer announced the job cuts in a statement yesterday. Nearly a day after multiple media outlets reported on the layoffs, the e-commerce retailer highlighted that they were going to spend money more on artificial intelligence to replace these things. That's not great, obviously, Big J. Amazon said it would give most employees who are impacted by the layoffs 3 months to look for a new role, although that would depend on local laws where they're getting laid off at. Additionally, the company said it would offer severance pay, etc., but we will see. But then they released in the same statement that looking into 2026, they expect to continue hiring in key strategic areas while finding additional places we can remove layers. So who knows what the hell that means. But The problem that a lot of people have, Big J, is that, Amazon is cutting 30,000 jobs here in the United States when they are once again seeing record profits in 2025. Right now, they have a revenue of $670 billion in this year alone. That's an 11% increase over last year. So that's a company that is actually making more money than they have been. And they had a record year last year as well, but they're still cutting jobs and cutting costs. And it's like, well, what the hell is the point of working, period, if you're helping a company become profitable and then you get fired anyway because of whatever reason? Then where is the incentive, I guess, to work?
Yeah, I don't even know what this is anymore. It's not capitalism. I mean, it's just this is greedism, and it's destroying the infrastructure of our economy. And it's disheartening to see companies who are making a profit laying people off. It's just, it's asinine.
It seems like the antithesis of what it's supposed to be.
That's not what I always believed the American dream was about. I was like, okay, you start a company and everybody in that company helps you get there, and you make money, and you should celebrate one another and be a team and not something that is this. And it's very disheartening.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, we think that everybody that works there is doing an amazing job and everybody should be celebrated. Of course that's that. But this seems like a conscious effort from going, how can we turn $670 billion into $672 billion as quickly as possible? And it's that way, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, you already have the market cornered.
Yeah. And also, you're doing great. You're profitable. You are where you want to be. You are hitting and exceeding your marks of where it should be. But I don't know, man. It's just a real bummer. It's a real bummer. And I'm sorry to those of you that could be impacted by this particular move by a company that's making more money than they ever have and is well beyond their profit margin. It just seems it's not cool.
I think it's disgusting.
It's not cool.
It makes me very upset.
Big J, John Harbaugh is the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, right?
Yeah.
And he really wants you to stop talking about the team's ping pong tables. Do you understand?
I didn't even know they had ping pong tables.
Well, they did. But a report from the Baltimore Sun stated that Ravens coaches had removed games from the locker room like the ping pong tables because the team was on a 4-game losing streak and didn't feel like they should have any recreational fun in the locker room if they can't win on the field, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here's what happened. This is the other thing that I don't understand. So right out the gate, John Harbaugh says that's absolutely BS. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I thought they did this a couple years ago.
Right. And then 2 days later, he claimed that he was actually told about that by an equipment manager who told him that they removed the ping pong tables from the locker room. And then a couple of days later, he would told everybody that it was a group of veterans that decided they wanted to remove the ping pong tables. And then he said he was proud that that was a decision that he wanted to make, but then said, quote, we're not going to be worried about some silly story that gets written by an unserious type of reporter. So then he insults the person who came out with the story.
Very unserious.
When all he did was lie about it from the word go. I don't understand. Again, if you want to motivate your players to play better by removing things that usually you reward them with, I don't understand why that's a big deal. Just say, until we figure it out on the field, maybe we should focus on that a little bit.
Yeah, they're spoiled little britches.
And nobody... Britches?
I don't...
And then nobody is going to complain or call them out on that. But to deny it feels like it's really stupid, and then make up a bunch of stories about it is dumb, and then insult the person that made you lie about it is even stupider.
I was just non-seriously lying about the whole situation.
Yeah, I took a story and blew it up because I couldn't tell you what actually happened or felt like I would have been thrown through the ringer because I removed ping pong tables, and now I'm upset at that person for figuring it out, and then I lied about it. Big J, you know who Joe Keery is, right?
Yes, of course, man.
He the star of Stranger Things?
Yes. But before you get to the story, he is in the Fireball commercials now, the Blazing Apple commercials.
No, he's not.
These?
You are confusing him. That's Ben Schwartz, former guest of the morning after the Sonic guy.
Are you sure?
Remember they did the Domino's commercial where they did the...
he looks just like Joe Keery, though.
I promise you, it's Ben Schwartz. Yes, the voice of Sonic is actually in those Fireball commercials. Because I follow him, and he was posting all of the commercials.
Oh, wow. But they look just alike.
They did a Super Bowl commercial for Domino's where they played father and son.
That was God. The joke. Okay, well, my mind is blown.
Yeah, no, that's... What were you going to say about the Fireball commercials?
They're hilarious. He's hilarious in them, but it's not him.
It's not him. It's Ben Schwartz, who is a comedian, which makes more sense. But Joe Keery is a member of Stranger Things. He's also in a band called Joe, I think. Is that how you say it? Joe? Joe, probably, right?
Joe, yeah.
And so he decided, he was asked by a bandmate to help him get married and act as the officiant in his wedding. So he did so. But then apparently he did something that the bandmate did not know was going to happen, and that was he dressed up as Steve Harrington's Scoops Ahoy sailor uniform while married him from the actual show while he was doing it. And his bandmate didn't know that was going to happen, and I guess they had some fun with it. But Big J, would you be upset if like the big superstar at your wedding made the wedding about him instead of you?
No, because it's got national attention.
Okay,
so that would be cool.
And everybody knows that you got married.
Yeah.
Well, do you know the band member's name?
Richard?
No.
All right, I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Matt Williams and Veronica Capaldi got married. Those are the two people involved. So it is all about, well, maybe it was Ben Schwartz that showed up there for all we know, to be perfectly honest. Morning After with
bad.
Nick and Big J. There's your first round of important stuff. It is the X Rocks.
New to the old, we're digging deep into the depths of Netflix. It's Streaming Dumbass on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Welcome to the final iteration of Screaming Dumbass. It, of course, is Halloween week. It is the last opportunity for you to pick out a horror-themed movie for Big J. Now, not to say that horror movies won't pop up in the options here moving forward, but this particular month of movies has been all in the horror genre to help get Big J and you in the mood for Halloween, which, of course, is coming our way on Friday. So we have another opportunity for you to vote for a movie that Big J is going to watch tonight, review for you tomorrow. You will get an opportunity to do so by texting in movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. The movie that gets the most votes, that's the one that Big J agrees to watch. No questions asked, right, Big J?
Yeah, no question.
And it's been, one, I think it was 2 you liked and 1 you didn't like for Screaming Dumbass so far, right?
I believe that's correct.
So,
Should I bring this up?
An opportunity for us to go across the finish line and have some good ones and see if Big J likes the entire month overall. So we need your help. Once again, you will not get the titles nor the stars of the movie, at least not yet. You just have to make that decision based on the plot given to us from the streaming platform on which you can find the actual movie, and then you will voice your opinion. Are you ready, Big J?
I'm ready, man.
Movie number 1. 1 year after a close friend disappears, her friends head to the remote valley where she vanished to search for answers. Exploring an abandoned visitor center, they soon encounter a mass killer who murders them one by one.
Oh, my God.
Movie number 2. When 5 friends are stalked by a mysterious killer, they soon seek help from survivors of a similar event that happened a few years ago. Together, they try to figure out who the hell is chasing him and try to stay alive. Picking up a theme here, Big J?
Mm-hmm.
Movie number 3. A dysfunctional family runs a renowned herbal medicine business. The owner of the company attempts to innovate by creating a brand new potion, one that can halt the aging process. But something goes wrong with the formula, and it has serious, horrendous side effects.
Oh, my God.
Movie number 1, Searching for Answers. Movie number 2, Help Us Figure This Out. And movie number 3, This Tastes Terrible. These are your 3 choices. Which one would you like Big J to watch? Text in movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. We will tabulate the votes, and we will reveal the title of all 3 movies, including the one you have chosen for Big J. That's going to happen next on the X Rocks. That's some Metallica for you. Enter Sandman here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. I believe the text line has been opened. Have you done all the vote tabulation, Big J?
Yeah, you bet, man.
Is there a clear winner for a little thing called Screaming Dumbass?
Yeah, there is.
Wonderful. Let's go in reverse order. What movie got the least amount of votes?
Movie number 2.
That's too bad. That's the one I was kind of hoping you'd have to check out, just because I want to see what you thought about it. That movie is called I Know What You Did Last Summer, the recent reboot involving Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Madeline Klein as well. That movie is now streaming on Netflix. If you would like to check it out, that is where you can go to see it. What movie came in second place?
Movie number 1.
Movie number 1 was a repeat performer. I know this one had been up for grabs before, but it was also a newer movie that falls in the horror genre that was on Netflix, but unfortunately, it wasn't chosen for a second time. That means it's ultimately retired from being possibly selected in Streaming Dumbass. That's Until Dawn, Big J. the movie version of the PlayStation game that stars former guest The Morning After Peter Stormare. And Ella Rubin is in it as well, so you will not be watching Until Dawn. It sounds like you're watching movie number 3?
That's, overwhelmingly.
Okay. This is a foreign horror film, Big J, and it is
idiots!
called The Elixir. And it is a brand new film on Netflix. It stars Donnie DeMara and Eva Cilia. This is the movie you'll be watching about, and I'm sorry to say, Big J, at least from the preview that I saw, this looks like it's turning everybody into zombies. So you'll be watching a zombie movie tonight on Netflix and report back tomorrow. But the preview made it look pretty cool. It's an interesting take on things. We'll see if they do it differently because it's not an Americanized version of a zombie movie. Maybe it's a fresh take that gets you rejuvenated into the zombie genre again. You never know.
Maybe.
You never, ever, ever know. You can know for yourself if you want to play the home game. The movie is called The Elixir. It is on Netflix. You can tune into it and see if you like it as much as Big J does or doesn't. You'll find out right around this time tomorrow what his full review is. So enjoy The Elixir, Big J. I wish this for you and your family.
All right, thanks.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff, as well as another clue in the X-Rock murder mystery. It's on the way on the X.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by T Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. Getting financed at T Mazda even easier now thanks to GoTeamCredit.com. Everybody gets pre-approved. There's not a single effect on your credit, no matter how hard you try, dude.
Yes.
Log on to GoTeamCredit.com today and get yourself into a new vehicle courtesy of T Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. Big J, Americans are struggling financially. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, I do.
Let me tell you how truly bad it is for most Americans. Basically, by the time payday hits, right? That check hits your bank account, or you go to cash that check at your bank, or you make a run to the payday loan place and see if you can't get that cash check. Big J, within 12 hours of receiving it, 2/3 of that paycheck is already gone towards things necessary for us to live. It's not like it's gone because we're going to buy baseball cards and bubblegum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gone because we need it for rent, we need it for utilities, we need it for groceries, we need it for gas, we need it for whatever. And within 12 hours, 2/3 of that paycheck has already been spent on things that you need in order to survive. For the average American. This was a survey of 20,000 employed Americans and found, of course, the younger you are, the more likely it is you're going to have less disposable income. You spend almost 65% of it immediately within 48 hours. After nearly 3 days, the entire paycheck disappears. It's already been committed to things like groceries, necessities, weekly bills, major obligations, including housing or credit cards. And so this leaves essentially about 25 to 20% of the remaining paycheck for whatever. And of course, that makes it almost impossible to save anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so while some people still do prioritize saving what they can, it's not a feasible thing for most people to do. And then the survey revealed that 34% of Americans admit that, listen, by the time payday comes around, they usually have to lean on a credit card or two to help pay some of the rest of the bills, like groceries or an emergency expense or something. And so it's really difficult to save anything or have any kind of nest egg or have anything. And most of these people are renting. They don't have any equity in their name and all sorts of stuff. So it's not great. The average American, Big J, at this point now, regardless of your age, of your race, of your employment, spends $275 in overdraft fees currently in the United States. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so much of us are struggling that the average American is paying almost $300 because they take out more than what's actually in their bank account. That's a bummer. And at some point, it should be served to be a wake-up call, but unfortunately, it hasn't so far. And it's not, I mean, yes, some of that is because we're not very good at budgeting and understanding how spending is. I will absolutely admit that we don't prepare our general populace enough for what it's like to have to be responsible fiscally in whatever year we're in, so we could do better there. But I don't think it's because we all go spending willy-nilly. Some of us absolutely do. But I don't think it's enough to impact that number like it does. You know what I mean? That's just, we're not making a living wage enough to get by and have enough money in case something goes sideways.
Things are definitely not balanced.
Right. I mean, yeah, I suppose you could probably find somebody in a crowd that has an overdraft fee because they wanted to get a tattoo. I get it. But there's a lot of people that have an overdraft fee because they needed milk and they couldn't get it. And so that's part of the issue that we're facing. And collectively, there's no solution to it. So, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. And so I don't think there's a commitment to figuring it out. I don't have the answer. I'm just an idiot. But I can see a trend like anybody, and I can see that it's going in the wrong direction.
Listen, man, the stocks, the Dow, everything's up. Economy's great.
Yeah. Everything costs less, too, according to what I'm hearing. Big J, the TV series about the Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani and his former translator and the gambling scandal that surrounded them doesn't seem likely to appear on a screen anytime soon.
I think he would pay to make sure that doesn't happen.
The Hollywood Reporter cited a source close to the project saying the executives were really excited to do it, but all the networks and streamers that they have taken the story to are not bidding on it because their companies have obviously a major relationship with Major League Baseball. Disney does, Apple does, Warner Brothers Discovery have media rights to the league. You've got all the actual networks that also are involved in Major League Baseball as well, and Shohei Ohtani is the biggest star in that. And there were always rumors about it that, listen, he probably knew more about what was going on than he's letting on, and his translator fell on the sword for him and was obviously doing something bad as well. But there's much more to this story, and these people say they have proof, but nobody wants to do anything with them because Netflix is in the middle of negotiating a deal with the MLB. Comcast is as well. So all of these things are like, listen, we can't poo-poo the biggest star in the game and expect to be successful if this thing is true. So is there a conspiracy theory at work, Big J, or is there some proof here? What do you think?
Well, I don't think it's a conspiracy. It's just business. Like, that's not going to make good business regardless of what you think Ohtani's involvement in the whole thing was. That's not good business right now.
But shouldn't the truth be more important, Big J, than a baseball game, Big J?
No.
Huh?
Nah.
You're not even watching it. What do you care? Wouldn't you rather know the truth?
No.
All right. Listen, I know he's a once-in-a-generation, once-in-a-lifetime baseball kind of player. But I've always thought there's more to that story than we'll... And
I
we
say
probably
let
will
him
never
gamble.
Know. On the sport, Big J?
On everything.
All right, well, we're going to talk about gambling in sports here pretty soon as well. So get ready for that. Big J, I would say that you're a Quentin Tarantino fan, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And you've been saying as much as you enjoy the movies he writes and directs, you certainly wish he would act more. And the good news is Quentin Tarantino has decided to return from acting retirement. He will appear in Jamie Adams' upcoming film Only What We Carry, starring alongside former guest The Morning After Simon Pegg, Big J. Sophia Boutella is also in this. And the movie was filmed over 6 days in France in September on a small budget with improvised scenes. So Quentin Tarantino,
oh God,
I know, doesn't have a script. So watch out.
Tarantino improvising while he's acting? What a terrible idea.
It's not clear when the film will be released, but he's one of the 3 leads in the movie, which, listen, I like Quentin Tarantino. He should not be acting.
You got to be a friend of his.
I have no idea.
I mean, that's how that works.
I mean, maybe, but there's plenty of other, I would say, decent-sized stars in this. I mean, Charlotte Gainsbourg is in it as well. She's an Academy Award
Simon
nominee.
Pegg.
Yeah, Simon
Huge.
Pegg. Great. So it's an interesting set of circumstances, but I don't know how big the movie will be when it comes out. It could be a very small release, but he's coming back to the big screen.
Or maybe he's been working on it.
Could be. God, I hope so. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. Another clue in the X-Rock murder mystery is next on the X.
Bring to light stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh man, we're going to hell.
Let's not kid ourselves. I'm going to hell and you know it.
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
For the second day in a row, Big J, we are going to New Jersey for today's We're Going to Hell story.
New Jersey, hey!
Yeah.
Hey.
And hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, Big J.
Yep, true.
And this story is solid evidence about it because it all revolves around a booty call. You're familiar with the concept, yes?
Yes. You up?
Yeah, you want to explain to our audience what a booty call is in Big J terms?
You're single probably. and you got some friends, and you send a message, hey, you up? What are you doing? And then they're like, nothing. Let's get together. And they come over and you do it.
The key to these situations is they're usually later at night, right?
Yeah, usually early morning.
Yeah.
1 o'clock. I would say midnight to 3 a.m.
So if you had
Booty
a
call time.
blueprint out for booty calls, this would be executed to a T, right?
Yeah.
Friday night, and 35-year-old Tisha Russell is in bed. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, she gets a phone call from Curtis Stokes. Curtis is somebody that is fairly close to the woman in question, obviously. And of course, around 2 o'clock in the morning, Curtis sends off a text message to Tisha and says, hey, what's going on? And she says, hello? And he says, yeah, you up? And she goes, yeah. And then he asked, do you want to come over? And she goes, yeah, maybe. To which he romantically responded, quote, bring your ass. So this is very clearly a booty call. You understand,
yes,
right?
Yeah. All the indicators are there.
So now it's at this point 2:30 in the morning. She grabs an Uber and she travels over to Stokes' residence, right, in New Jersey. And by the time Russell arrived, Stokes had fallen asleep and did not respond to her at the door because it's the middle of the damn night, Big J.
Yep.
So now Russell's pissed, right? And she sends a text message and says, quote, you wasted my money to come out here. She received no reply because Curtis is, of course, asleep. Russell then texted, quote, you smoke. And then Russell then grabs another Uber, goes to a Conoco gas station, Big J, purchases lighter fluid, matches, and a cigarette lighter. She then returns to Stokes' home, and she sets a fire outside the rear apartment's sole entrance and exit of it. And then she sends another text message, quote, I want to see you die, end quote. Stokes told police he awoke to the smell of smoke and was unable to leave via his door because the fire was already too intense by the time he woke up. He suffered first and second degree burns. He had to forcibly remove a window and a window frame from his home to escape, Big J. He was wearing only a t-shirt. He was covered head to toe in soot and ash. And then he ran to the nearby police headquarters to report the blaze. He was later treated at a local hospital for burns.
He ran to the nearby police headquarters.
It's the middle of the night, I guess. Because his phone was in his burning house, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
And so he knew that there was a police place nearby, so he ran there to get help. He then had to be treated at a local hospital for burns and smoke inhalation. Big J, that's when they were able to figure out the text messages, and they arrested Russell over the weekend. So now she's facing a litany of charges, including arson and attempted murder and all sorts of other stuff. All because of a booty call gone awry, my friend.
Yeah, he passed out.
Yeah, he was probably drunk or something, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and he was tired. He's like, yeah, I want to get some, but also, oh, man.
He's like, she's not coming over here.
That Sandman is calling my name. And out he goes, and then she comes over. I mean, I can understand her anger. Not enough to attempt murder for somebody, of course.
Yeah. And like in an awful way, too. I mean,
oh, God, yes.
Burn the man alive.
I mean, that feels like going from 0 to 100 really quick in rage. And so she's facing a lot of charges. Probably will go to jail for a very long time. But a reminder, Big J, sometimes booty calls can be nice and sometimes they can be not so nice.
Yeah.
This is one of those situations. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks.
In search of news. Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Let me ask you a question, Big J.
Please, I'll give you an answer.
In the Big J bedroom where you lay down and you go night-night.
Yeah.
Honk shoe every single night.
Honk shoe?
Yeah, that's you snoring. Is it dark in there? Like, I know you've got the light on for the TV, but like, is there like, is it like shades drawn? Like, you need to have some darkness to get some sleep, or is it usually open and kind of like whatever happens outside is happening?
I would prefer to have the shades drawn.
Sure.
And it'd be a dark room. But that's not the case necessarily. So, I mean, the shades at night get drawn down.
Okay.
So
For bedtime.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's no. I mean, there might be a night. There's a light in our bathroom. That's a night light, but that's more for the cats. It's right by their water. So
I think you're okay.
yeah.
Because researchers started tracking about 90,000 people for the last 10 years. And they discovered that those that go to sleep in the brightest bedrooms face a 42% higher risk of heart attack, Big J,
Why?
compared to sleeping in darkness.
That's dumb.
The study used wrist sensors to measure light exposure for a week, collecting 13 million hours of data. And participants with moderately bright rooms showed 20% higher heart attack risk, while the brightest environments increased by 47%. Even after accounting for diet, exercise, smoking, genetics, whatever, the 42% increased risk remains. So why is it, as Big J said? The answer is, Big J, believe it or not, no matter how much you think to yourself, oh, I sleep better in a bright room, you don't.
Who would think that, though? Who's
people-
like, I sleep better in a bright room.
I don't
know.
know.
Like I'm being incubated.
Is that what you think an incubator is?
Yeah, they're usually lights that create warmth. Usually warming lights.
Yeah, but they're not bright. It's not like you're getting
Well-
beamed in. It's not like they put these cute
they're
little
very-
teeny tiny babies under a huge bright light.
But it is. That's usually an incubator. Usually has
It's
bright
about
lights.
heat more than brightness. But
Yeah.
The research also found elevated risk for heart failure, coronary artery disease, irregular heartbeat, and stroke. Women appear more vulnerable than men to nighttime's light heart damaging effects. The average participant age was 52, but 57% of those were women. And simple solutions include, hey, listen, black out those curtains, turn off devices, keeping bedrooms dark to protect your cardiovascular and your sleep health. Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. So maybe something that you can do to change your sleeping habit to make you live a little longer in this world. You understand me?
No,
Why not?
I think it's dumb.
What do you mean you think it's dumb?
Well, you're going to die anyways.
Okay. Might as well die sooner,
Might
right?
as well just turn on the lights.
Big J, the FBI's NBA gambling case has still got people buzzing. It's one of the biggest scandals in the sporting world. Of course, one of the biggest characters in this mess is Chauncey Billups from the Portland Trail Blazers. He's currently out on bail. The Clippers coach Tyronn Lue had a conversation with Billups and reported that he is confident about his situation. The NBA thing is going pretty hard, but let's see how it stacks up against some of the other scandals in American sports, Big J. Do you think the NBA betting scandal is a larger scandal than the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding thing?
No.
Do you think the NBA betting scandal is a bigger scandal than Bountygate, where the New Orleans Saints players were paid to injure their opponents?
No.
Do you think the NBA betting scandal is a bigger deal than Pete Rose betting on baseball?
No.
Do you think the NBA scandal is a bigger deal than Tiger Woods getting caught cheating in a sex scandal?
Yes.
Do you think
Yes.
the NBA scandal is bigger than Lance Armstrong, winner of
No.
7 Tour de France, admitting to being on steroids?
No, that unfolded an entire network.
Do you
people
think
cheating.
the NBA gambling scandal is a bigger scandal than the steroid era for baseball?
No.
Okay. Then you got it pretty low on your list of things that you care about.
Yeah.
Is it because you don't care about the NBA?
No, not at all.
Okay. You're just what you do.
Well, first and foremost, like, you know, the problems with the gambling and the professional sports, like, they're set up with the sports books. They know immediately when something is hinky. They already know when improper betting is happening on that side of it. They already know and what's going on. I mean, it's crazy how quickly they can figure that out.
Yeah. When you start putting tens of thousands of dollars on some role player that doesn't get a whole
so
lot of that.
I'm less concerned about that. The concerning thing about this is that, and they at the beginning were trying to say these two cases aren't related, even though it involves some of the same individuals, and I think it does, because once you get in to owing money and owing favors to the mob, how are you not going to be coerced to do something and to affect an NBA game down the road? That's the problem right there, with players being allowed to gamble on any sports.
And like now, like every decision Chauncey Billups has ever made is under a microscope. Like
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
watching like reels of like people dissecting games where the Trailblazers were favored to lose by a certain amount of points, and he's like randomly pulling out the highest scoring player on his team in the fourth quarter down the stretch. Like weird management decisions that make you go, this didn't end up working out for him. Seemed a little bit weird at the time, but now doesn't it seem really weird that this is going on? and they ended up not covering the game or the spread or whatever. And so, yeah, it starts to really put, even if it's not true or not connected at all, it puts those thoughts in your head, and that is a problem for sports.
I always thought from the beginning of this, you're going to legalize gambling, and it's going to be, and the professional sports are part of it. There's absolutely no way any of these players should be allowed to gamble on anything.
Yeah.
At any point, because it puts them in an invulnerable situation, and they can't help themselves, and they get themselves in debt, really big debt, because they're gambling such high stakes. It makes it really that's the concern with the professional sports to me.
Well, not only that, but the teams being connected to it is also a problem that nobody is discussing. It went from this is not okay to we have now casinos in which you can bet in every NFL stadium where that is legal so quick that there's no way they could possibly have figured out all the things that could possibly go wrong in that scenario. And then those teams get a cut of whatever is gambled in those things. I mean, there's a lot of dirty pool going on behind the scenes that nobody wants to lift up that curtain because it doesn't make anybody look good. But the problem becomes situations like this. It doesn't matter. Pick your sport. It's all legal now. And so it's becoming a real problem. Big J, you know who Tyler Sheridan is, right?
Yeah, he's a writer, sometimes director.
Creator
Yellowstone,
of a ridiculous amount of popular shows that are on TV right now. He's essentially been the architect of Paramount Plus for the last couple of years with those shows like Yellowstone, and then he's also the guy behind Mayor of Kingstown, which is in its 4th season with Jeremy Renner, Landman with Billy Bob Thornton, former guest The Morning After, Lioness, Tulsa King, all of those are his, and he is on the outs with Paramount. And now he's got a new deal. He's going to become the cornerstone of NBC Universal for a new long-term film and TV agreement. The 5-year overall deal will begin on January 1st, 2029, because his contract with Paramount goes through 2028. So he is going to be very busy for the next decade, it looks like. And we're going to see a bunch of Tyler Sheridan shows that are coming out on different networks throughout the next several years. It's not going away anytime soon, because he's already got the Tulsa King spinoff with Samuel L. Jackson good to go. He's got a bunch of stuff that's happening on Paramount still before he transitions over to NBC, which probably means those shows stay at Paramount, and whatever he does is new stuff for NBC Universal. So it'll be like there's a whole Sheridan-verse that is beginning and already on the streaming platforms. Morning After with Nick and Big J, your pop culture smackdown next on the X.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Oh, and we got a great prize right now for Pop Culture Smackdown, Nick. Avatar hitting the Revolution Concert House and Event Center on November 12th. It will be badass. You will not want to miss this show. It's always so much fun. And in order to get these tickets, you got to beat me in Pop Culture Smackdown.
You think you can do that? Then get on the phone, 208-287-1003 for these Avatar tickets and have some fun with us at the Avatar show. Of course, today's Pop Culture Smackdown is a little bit of a theme thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's Julia Roberts' 58th birthday, so we figure we ask some questions about Julia Roberts today, one of the icons in popular culture. Hello, the X. Oh, hello? All right, well, we
Coward.
Hello, the X. Yellow.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
This is Aaron.
All right, Aaron, you're up first. Aaron, Julia Roberts was in a movie that turned her into a true movie star, a breakout role, and she also got nominated for a Best Actress Oscar for what film?
Pretty Woman.
That is correct. Right. She was nominated, lost the Oscar, and later won it for a different movie that may come up later in today's questions. Depends on how far we go. Big J. Everybody knows Julia Roberts' Pretty Woman was the #1 domestic grossing movie that starred her. It made $178.4 million domestically. In the early 90s, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Big J, what movie surprisingly starring Julia Roberts is her second highest grossing domestic box office movie? You have a few to choose from. She's had lots that have cleared $100 million.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
think about it. I will say it's a surprising one. I'll put it that way.
It's a surprising one.
I mean, yeah, it is. But not really when you break it down.
I'll go with Aaron Brockovich.
It's a good guess. That comes in number 4. Wrong. 121. Pelican Brief did not break $100 million. No. It goes
Notting Hill?
Notting Hill, number 5 at $120 million. Aaron Brockovich, number 4 at $121 million. My Best Friend's Wedding, number 2 or number 3, excuse me, with $126 million. But this movie made $151 million, probably because it reunited her with Richard Gere. Does that help you?
Red? Was it
Red, the Bruce Willis movie?
No, I'm thinking of a different one. But that obviously not the right answer.
Yeah.
What is it?
Runaway Bride.
Right.
Is the
Runaway
name of the
Bride.
movie. It made $152 million
So-
domestically.
Both those, her biggest movies are Richard Gere movies.
Well, Runaway Bride is more her than Richard Gere. for
Right, but he's
sure.
in it.
Yes,
So
at least
he's in
domestically.
the 2 highest domestic earning movies.
Because
of her.
the number 1 movie she's made worldwide is Notting Hill, because that made a huge amount of money overseas because of Hugh Grant as well. So yes, but Runaway Bride, her and Richard Gere were a box office smash when they were in movies together. Happy birthday, Julia Roberts.
Yeah,
Big J, favorite Julia Roberts movie?
Pelican Brief.
Wow. Yeah, that's probably why you guessed it. Hey, congratulations there, Aaron. You got tickets to Avatar. Hang on 1 second. We'll hook you up with those and make sure you're set and good to go.
Second, though, is Notting Hill.
All right. Not a bad movie, right?
Yeah, man, it's fun.
Ocean's movies fall in there at all for you?
No.
Okay. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Your headlines are next on the X.
Here's traffic. Are now a better person for knowing this. It's headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
I present to you, Big J, the following headlines in random order. But
Okay.
my husband. That's cursed, homie. And that's secret.
But my husband.
Jennifer Keebler's 54 years old. She was arrested yesterday for defrauding an innkeeper after refusing to pay her $27.55 meal at Daryl's Doggone Good Diner in Silver Springs, Florida. Keebler told officers that she didn't pay because she was married to rapper Eminem and claimed that he would come and cover the bill. The restaurant manager said, now listen, I know Jennifer. She's been here around here. She has several unpaid tabs at the establishment. Her order included, Big J, French toast, good choice, a bacon and cheese sandwich, some soda, and some chocolate milk. Keebler told police she only had $10 and believed that Eminem had, quote, unlimited money because he allegedly paid for her meals before, and she was shocked to know she had unpaid tabs at the diner. She was booked at a local jail. Eminem is not married to Keebler. He was reportedly dating a stylist named Katrina Mottola at the time. So this poor woman, I believe, may be lying about her marriage to Eminem.
Also, one look at her and you're like, no. Sorry, ma'am.
Do you know what she looks like?
Yeah, I've seen a picture of her.
What does she look like? Explain.
She's real ugly.
Aw,
and
that's
there's no way Eminem's dating her. So
Well, listen, Eminem.
that's your first alert, being like, you know what, ma'am? No offense, you ugly.
Now, some people are attracted to personality, Big J, and looks don't mean everything.
Not that much. I mean, personality will go a long way, but not that much.
All right. Damn. Take that, Jennifer. Shots fired.
Sorry.
That's cursed, homie, or that's secret.
That's secret.
Carlos Marquez is facing theft of trade secrets charges, Big J, after he confessed to stealing 3 recipe books from the restaurant he worked at in Doral, Florida.
That's a crime.
It is a Venezuelan and Caribbean fusion restaurant, and they noticed on October 20th that 3 of their cookbooks were missing, and so they contacted police. Surveillance footage allegedly showed Marquez taking the 3 books. Police arrested him at his second job at a food hall where he told authorities that the books were in his bike and produced the cookbooks from his moped storage compartment. Now, Marquez admitted to stealing the books and told police that his idea was he was only borrowing them. He wanted to memorize the recipes because he plans on opening his own restaurant, and there were some dishes there that he really liked.
You can't do that.
That's right.
It's intellectual property, man.
Now, in Florida, theft of trade secrets, which is what this is considered, carries penalties of 15 years in prison and $10,000 in fines for stealing cookbooks from a restaurant that you worked at. So keep that in mind. That's pretty stiff penalties there in Florida for that. So also not cool to steal other places' recipes for your restaurant.
No.
You know? I mean, although in cooking, there is a lot of borrowing, of course, and learning techniques that are used in other places. So that is considered okay. But usually that's under internship programs, where things are passed down to you, not just ganked from their recipe book.
Yeah.
Although there's plenty of things where somebody tries something and then tries to recreate it on their own without having the recipe. That, I guess, is okay. But yeah, this is just stealing straight up recipes. That's not okay.
Nope.
Wrap it up with That's Cursed, homie. A German visitor returned some volcanic stones he stole from a national park in Spain after experiencing what he called bad luck. The tourist sent a handwritten letter to park officials explaining his decision and decided to return the rocks from the Montañas del Fuego area, Big J. That is translated into the Mountains of Fire, of course.
Oh, yeah.
He said he had heard legends where the removal of volcanic rock from its source of origin brings bad luck, and he says, quote, "I fear this has befallen me." He says he had a major personal tragedy, so now he feels compelled to return these rocks to the mountains of fire. The visitor asked officials to scatter the rocks at the spot where he originally took them. Park officials warn that removing rocks can result in fines up to $3,400, but also creates a dangerous domino effect by harming local ecosystems that depend on the stones for soil stability. So that's also a problem, and maybe there is a curse that goes along with volcanic rocks. Big J, do you believe in that possibility?
I mean, it could be.
I mean, stealing things from nature, taking them, and then bad things befall you? It sounds like a horror movie, right?
Yeah, sounds like the elixir.
Now, you don't know anything about the elixir. You'll find that out tonight.
All right.
And the elixir was something he created, I believe, not stolen from somebody. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your headlines. Here's everything you need to know. It is the X Rocks. That's a Pearl Jam for you. That is Daughter here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Jesus H.
What the hell?
We got to recap the Morning After Fantasy Football League week number 8. Presented by McCleary's Pub, Big J. There are prizes on the line for best scores. There's pride on the line. There's playoff positioning on the line. And how did it turn out for Big J's team in week number 8?
You got my team's name, huh? Travis Swift.
I keep saying the wrong name. I keep calling like the Swifts or something.
The Travis Swift.
Travis Swift.
Nick. And I was going up against Matty Ice, and this is where it's fun because we've gotten to know Matt a little bit. He's come to a lot of the Monday Night Football viewings that we've done. And so I was talking a little bit of trash to him. More importantly, he is a huge Cowboys fan, and he is of the variety of Cowboys fan that dislikes Dak Prescott very much. And so I've been giving him a hard time about that because Dak Prescott's been on a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
And going into that, of course, Dak Prescott would just run down his leg. He did not have a very good game. The Cowboys got ran big time, and he only scored 8.62 points. So that was the beginning of the trouble. But also, Matty Ice there picked up a great pickup off the waiver wire at some point. Kay Vidal, running back for the Los Angeles Chargers. And that started off his scoring pretty nicely on Thursday with 19 points, almost 20 points out of him. And really, this game came down to the wire last night, Nick, as a mistake that I made that I knew I would. I can't believe I did this. I don't know why I did this, but weeks ago, I just felt like I had no other choice but to drop Rashid Rice, who I picked up in the draft, Nick, and had set him on the bench. I knew he would come off there eventually, but I don't know what I was thinking. And I dropped him, and Matty Ice, because his team is so bad, was able to pick him up. And that's who I ended up facing last night. So I had a pretty good scoring run from Chase Brown. He came out of nowhere in that Cincinnati Bengal game and got me 25 points. DeAndre Swift has been great. Chris Olave's been pretty good. But I was relying on two factors here as we were going in. I was down by like 10 points. Travis Kelce and Isaiah Pacheco for the Kansas City Chiefs. He also has Rashid Rice, Nick. So that was what I was hoping. Things were looking good near the third quarter.
Kelce had a great game, right?
Yeah, he had a great game. Travis Kelce got me 21 points. But what happened here, Nick, was that near the end of the game, Rashid Rice scored a touchdown and ended up scoring 25.5 points. And basically just sealed the deal for Matty Ice's team, 133-58 to 121-32. So I take a loss right in the face.
Man, it's a curse of the first place team. For the last 3 weeks, the team is in first place has taken a loss the week after they got that first place. So I'm sorry, Big J.
Hey,
so
man,
what, you fall to 5-3?
5-3.
All right,
yeah.
That's not bad. Listen, that's still okay.
I mean, I feel like that mistake with Rashid Rice is going to end up costing me down the road. I mean, that would have been a sure bet, I think, as far as some of the rest of my team and the components I have would be pretty badass.
The way injuries go this year, you'd never know
Well,
how
we'll
that's
see,
going
I
to
guess.
shake out. Speaking of which, that was the theme for old Pickle Nick this week. Not only is it by Mageddon, I had a bunch of my players that were not playing, but also I had some real injury problems. My only quarterback that I just traded for, Jaden Daniels, wasn't playing. My wide receiver, Drake London, was out with an injury. Puka Nacua was on a bye. Cooper Kupp was on a bye. I had no quarterback. I have real wide receiver depth issues. I had a problem going into this matchup against Team Cult of Josh. I was favored to lose by, I think, 25 points. So I had to do some things. I decided I was going to go matchups, and I'm like, listen, this is pathetic, but I'm going to take a flyer on Joe Flacco. He's going to be my starting quarterback.
Not pathetic at all, man.
I am going to put in Boot, the wide receiver for the New England Patriots, because that's all I've got. Right, exactly. I'm going to start these backup running back for the Denver Broncos, R.J. Harvey, because maybe he might get some rushing yards against Dallas. I don't know how that's going to work. And Big J, when I say this crazy Frankenstein-like lineup that I put together was still favored to lose, and I won huge, it was crazy. The day started on Sunday. The first thing that I see is a Joe Flacco rushing touchdown, which is like hell freezing over, right? And so I'm like, oh my God, is this actually
41 freaking years
going to
old.
work out for me? And he ends up scoring 24 points. I get 0 out of Bill again for the Commanders, who has been a waste of flesh on my team.
I had him. I traded him to Matty Ice for DeAndre Swift.
So bad. So bad. He hasn't done anything since that huge game he had. Yeah. But I will give it up to Bryce Hall, who had a gigantic game finally for the first time all year. Ran for 133 yards, a couple of touchdowns, threw a damn touchdown, Big J. Finished with 32.86 points for me. McMillan, the rookie wide receiver for the Panthers, ended up with 16. Boot ended up with 16.5 for the Patriots. Got a huge game on R.J. Harvey, who had 3 touchdowns in that Broncos game. 24 points out of him. I win 135 to poor 73 for Team Cult of Josh because he got a terrible game out of Baker Mayfield. McCaffrey didn't do anything for the 49ers. Stevenson didn't do anything for the Patriots. And I was down big after Thursday because he had a great game out of Luke McConkey and out of Addison. I was down 33-0 after Thursday's game. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get my head caved in. And somehow, some way, I pull it off. So I'm not trying to be cocky because I don't expect this to happen again. It was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of a thing where this lineup worked out. So I will happily take the victory, but I did not expect this to happen at all. So Thank you to my team for stepping up. I've got a whole nother list of problems going into this week's matchup, but we will see if I can make lightning strike twice.
However, through that, you found some diamonds in the rough. I think Harvey is going to be there to stay.
I hope so. But I mean, J.K. Dobbins is still getting a ton of carries too, so they're splitting time in Denver just like they always
old,
do.
Though.
He's not that old
at this point,
but he still had a pretty good game. Elsewhere in the morning after Fantasy Football League, Team Joe Smith 156, Dell 2, Nick and Big J 0, 129. Dell got a rough game out of Mason on Thursday night for the Vikings. That didn't do him any favors, but a huge game out of the Tampa Bay defense, 28 points, and probably should have got more. They got screwed out a couple of touchdowns in that game, if we're perfectly honest. But Team Joe Smith had a huge game. Barkley and Hurts teamed up for almost 60 points together for the Eagles. A huge game out of Pittman, 20 points out of his kicker and 12 out of his defense. That's a good lineup, 156 to 129. Also, Team Joe Smith, your highest scoring player of the week. So congratulations, Joe. You have got yourself some free McCleary's Pub coming your way. Enjoy that. The closest game of the weekend was between Detroit One Pride All Grit and the Great Bijan. If Bijan Robinson had a decent, even pedestrian game, he would have won, which has to curse him because he only lost by 2 points. 123 to 121. Herbert with a huge game, of course. One Detroit, One Pride All Grit has been riding the Jonathan Taylor train all season long. A damn near 40 burger out of him, and that was really all it took. He got another 19 points out of the Buffalo Bills defense, and that carried him to victory. Leading scorer for Great Bijan had to go to war with Tua and Mageddon, but did a pretty good job in that game. Just not enough to give him a victory. So tough luck loss there for the Great Bijan for sure. The number one team in the league now is Team Dr. Bacon, who improves to 5-3. But watch yourself, counselor. Dr. Bacon went into this game, Big J, with 0 tight ends in his lineup, and you don't like that at all when you don't set a lineup, do you, Big J?
Well, no. I mean, there's, there's plenty of other tight ends out there to pick up. So.
He even had one on his bench. He just didn't play him. And so, team, he still won, though, 98 to 87. Thanks to 24 points out of Pat Mahomes last night and 18 points out of Rico Ndunze, the wide receiver for Washington, and 14 points out of his kicker Dicker. And then the Deadpool variants did not do that great. Josh Allen did not have a great game, but still did okay. Shaheed had 14 points, 17 points out of Dallas Goedert on tight ends day. And then 11 points out of the Kansas City defense last night, but just not enough to give him a victory. That was a pretty low-scoring matchup. Running a chain on you all improves to 5-3 with a 146-125 victory over Bone Thugs and Charbonnet. 28 points for Jordan Love. Nice start for him, and 33 points out of Tucker Kraft, riding that connection to a victory over Brad, who got good points out of Daniel Jones, great points out of James Cook, but just not enough to give him that victory after a 20-point loss there on the road in week number 8. Big J, What
Yeah.
does week number 9 hold for you, sir?
I am taking on Bone Thugs and Charbonnet.
All right. Best of luck. Are you favored to do okay in that match?
Currently not
Okay.
favored, but I haven't been favored in most of the wins I've had.
Well,
so.
look at you. I am taking on the new first place team in the league, Team Dr. Bacon. You can go ahead and forget to set your lineup this week. Doctor, I'm okay with that. But it'll be an interesting matchup. We got 5 teams that are 5-3. Big J, you are now officially outside the playoff picture. Looking at week number 8, but anything can happen going into this particular
I
week.
am?
Yes, you are sitting because there are only 4 teams. You are the 5th ranked team in the so
You
the
go
playoffs
from 1 to 5 real
started
fast around here.
today. You would not be in the playoffs, unfortunately.
That's hot garbage.
Morning after with Nick and Big J. Congratulations to all the players, and there's your fantasy football recap, courtesy McCleary's Pub. We got your bad impressions. They're next on the X.
Yeah, we got a nice morning after prize here for you. Some tickets to a concert at the Knitting Factory Friday night, November 7th. Fit for a King, man. It's going to be awesome. We'll get you lined up with these tickets here real easy. You just listen to the 3 clues to whoever this famous person is, and then you guess it, and boom, tickets are yours.
208-287-1003 if you'd like to go to a concert on us at the Knitting Factory coming up next month. But you do have to figure out who Big J's trying to be. You said pretty easy. Does that mean you think it's going to be knocked out of the park here quickly?
I don't know. It should be easy.
Okay.
It should be, but you never know these days.
208-287-1003 if you want to give it the old college try. Best of luck. Hello, the X.
Hey, this is Dennis.
All right, Dennis, you're up first, man. Good luck.
Some would say I was a strange choice to play Dr. Hank McCoy, a.k.a. Beast, in X-Men Last Stand. Okay.
Next one.
Maybe you know me as the voice of Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons.
Oh. Next one.
Last but not least, I won 4 Primetime Emmys for playing Dr. Frasier Crane on Frasier, the spinoff of Cheers.
Oh,
You can do it.
he was Frazier. Oh, I'm trying to think of his name.
That's right.
Don't know, darn it.
Nothing? All right,
It
man.
happens, Dennis. Sorry,
Listen,
man.
You're right. You called it. It might be difficult than you thought. Hello, the X.
Hi.
Hi, did you hear the clues or do you need them again?
I did not hear them.
Some would say I was a strange choice to play Dr. Hank McCoy, a.k.a. Beast, in X-Men Last Stand. Maybe you know me as the voice of Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons. And last but not least, I won 4 Primetime Emmys for playing Dr. Frasier Crane on Frasier, the spinoff of Cheers.
Corey.
I mean, I would think I'd lean on the Frasier there. Really.
Kelsey Grammer?
There you go.
Yeah, good job, man. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up with Fit for a King tickets. Big J, why is Kelsey Grammer in the news?
Congratulations to the 70-year-old Kelsey Grammer on the birth of another child.
Why are all these older male superstars doing this
I don't know. He and his wife, Kate Walsh, who's 46, so he's got a few years on her, welcomed their 4th kid together, Christopher. That's his 8th overall kid. James is 8, Gabriel is 10, Faith is 12, Jude is 20, Mason's 23, Greer is 33, and Spencer, old man Spencer, is 41.
5 years younger than his wife.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep doing it, but maybe she wanted another kid. I don't know.
Could be. I mean this in the nicest way possible. You're lucky if you make it to the kid's 13th birthday. You know what I mean?
That would be my concern.
Yes.
But then they're rich, and so, you know.
They don't raise their kids anyway. You're right. You're right.
So they just, they can learn about dad and mom in the TV shows and movies, I guess.
So,
because you keep joking about that, about a little Big J. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't make it till he's like 12.
yes, you would. You're making it
No,
to like your
man.
85,
My
90.
God.
You got a good 40 plus years left on this earth. Plenty of time for you to raise and render a child.
No.
Let's go. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We wrap up the show here next on the X Rocks. Hey, it's Five Finger Death Punch and Baby Metal, the end. Wrapping up the Morning After with Nick and Big J. It's the end of the show, Big J.
Weird.
At least for today, anyway. Special thank you to Big J for having fun and hanging out with us today and talking about movies he wants to see. He'll watch The Elixir. That is happening tonight on Netflix. If you want to watch the home version of this particular thing, he'll give you a full review of that tomorrow. We had a chance to give away some Avatar tickets Had a chance to give away some Fit for a King tickets. We also had a chance to play another clue in the X-Rock murder mystery, which is getting good, guys. We're revealing some things. There's only a few days left in this mystery, so you better figure it out, as they say in Canada. But, of course, it does leave you with the floor, Big J.
Yeah, big birthday shout out to one of our friends who, when they come to town and come in and play an X session, they're always fantastic. Nothing more is Johnny Hawkins.
Happy birthday, Johnny Hawkins.
Guy's not afraid to walk around barefoot.
No, or topless,
Yeah.
or any of that stuff. He's just getting the job done. How old is Johnny?
34.
Okay. Happy birthday, Johnny.
I don't know for sure. I had it up here, and then I just deleted it.
Why? You knew you were going to talk about it.
I know. But I was like, I forgot to look at his birthday. And then I'm like, yeah, he won't ask me.
I will always ask you how old somebody is.
And then I was like, if he
curious.
does ask me, I'm going to lie and just say he's 34.
Now,
But
what if
I
you're right?
tattled on myself.
What if you're right? What if he is 34?
All right, well, I'll look again real
Okay.
quick.
Let's see how close or
I
far
was
off
close.
Big
He's
J is.
39.
Okay. Yeah, you were 5 years off. I mean, that's...
I was doing him a favor.
You were.
So...
He looks great for 39. Agree or disagree about
yes.
that?
Much better than we look.
Yeah. And listen, we're 10 years on him.
Ever at 39.
For sure. Happy birthday, Johnny. Enjoy the day, sir. Morning after with Nick and Big J. That's it for us. Jason Drew's swinging in next. Have a good one. It's the X Rocks.